Good morning, Daniel Swartz here with Sweet Home Constructions. Hey, as a young contractor, have you ever gotten into disputes with homeowners over who gets the use of the dumpster? Or whether or not they're allowed to use the dumpster that you have rented to get the project done that you've been paid for? So, you got to ask yourself the question, if you're actually a contractor and you quoted a project, this is the price. Say you've got a project here, it's $10,000 to do this roof, and you got a dumpster in there for the shingle disposal. And then the homeowner sees that the dumpster is only half full and wants to know, hopefully they ask you, often you just show up to the job site in the morning, there's a bunch of extra shit in there. And possibly you've got more stuff to put in there and you don't have room. So how do you determine whether or not that is your dumpster or their dumpster? Well, if you quoted the project and you gave a lump sum price for the project and they agreed to it, you do my roof and you have in your quote that you include disposal for the project you're working on, then that dumpster is yours, not the homeowner's. The homeowner's reasoning, I see how they get to the point, but they're wrong, is that I paid this guy to do the roof, therefore I paid for the dumpster, therefore I can put whatever I want in the dumpster. But that's false. You paid the homeowner to get a new roof done, to tear off the old roof and put on a new roof. That's what you paid him for. So if you would use this same reasoning, you would be like, hey, those shingles over there, laying on the ground, I need some for my doghouse. I paid the contractor, therefore I paid for the shingles, therefore I can use those shingles however I see fit. And then I go and I use up 6 bundles of shingles on a doghouse, a big doghouse, and the contractor comes to, then is going to come to you and say, hey, where'd those shingles go? I don't have enough shingles for the roof, and you as the homeowner would say, well, I paid you for those to get the roof done, and I paid for those shingles. Those shingles are mine, and I can do with it what I want. And if the contractor's like, yeah, but I don't have enough to finish your project, I'm going to have to charge you for extra shingles, and they're going to be, what? I paid you this much to do the job, and you can't even finish it? That's how homeowners treat dumpsters. They're like, what? I paid you for this. I paid for this dumpster. If I want to fill it, I'm going to fill it. No, you're wrong. You're wrong as a homeowner. You contracted a person to come in and do a project. And it was that person's choice to rent a dumpster to dispose of the shingles, because he could have loaded it in a trailer and taken it to a place that accepts shingles. So the only way that dumpster is the homeowner's to use is if the homeowner takes on the full responsibility of disposal of the shingles, and he hires the dumpster and he decides where to put the shingles. And then you can say, okay, you can put whatever you want in the dumpster because you paid for it directly and I did not charge for it in my quote. If I charge for a dumpster in my quote, the use of the dumpster is mine. And what will often happen though is it'll be half full, and you don't want to let them put their refrigerators and stuff in there with the shingles, and they don't realize that, you get charged a set price for drop off. That's not going to change no matter if it leaves empty or not. You might even get charged for pickup, even if it's empty. And then it goes up by weight. Then you get charged by weight. And if you overfill it, then you pay more. So let's say the homeowner throws a bunch of shit in there where it's sticking over the top and they got to cover it with the tarp. You're going to get charged a lot extra for that load. So then you need to tell the homeowner, okay, it cost me extra. Are you going to cover the extra? But I don't know what it is with dumpsters. And that's just how most people think about dumpsters. They get upset when they can't fill the darn thing. It's like, if you want a dumpster to get rid of all the trash on your farm, then rent a separate dumpster and get rid of the shit. Don't use the dumpster meant for your project that you hired this guy to do. So if you are a young contractor, I made the mistake a lot. I was too generous. I say, sure, you can throw some stuff in there, and then you come out in the morning and you're like, holy shit, I don't have enough room to put the rest of my stuff in there. And like an idiot, I honored the contract and I didn't charge any extra because I wanted people to like me. Big mistake. So if you're young contractors, probably, especially if you're working in town, my goodness, if you're working in town, people will come out of the woodwork all over wanting to throw stuff in your dumpster, and sometimes they don't ask. You just show up in the morning and some guy in the middle of the night threw a bunch of garbage bags in there. That really pisses me off, but what are you going to do about that? And sometimes the homeowner will be like, yeah, my friends came over and they had some garbage bags, some this and that, and I let them throw it in there, because they think it's their dumpster. So to get rid of this confusion, if you're going to rent a dumpster for a project you've been contracted to do, then you need to tell the homeowner up front, hey, you need to tell them the rules. That way there's none of this mix-up. And if they really don't like it, then you tell them, okay, here's how we'll do it. I will take that out of my quote, and you hire the dumpster, and then you pay for it. You can put whatever you want in there, and you can cover the costs. And if they could see the direct relation of how that works, that would probably solve the situation. If they had to directly pay for it out of their own pocket, they'd probably be like, well, can't you put that wood over there and burn it or something? We don't need to throw that in the dumpster, So, don't be afraid to just be bold right up front, even if you're just beginning. Have a great day.